Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump just held his very first cabinet meeting, and let's just say that the progressive left isn't exactly happy about how things went. You see, for pretty much the entire duration of the meeting, President Trump and his cabinet members dropped truth bomb after truth bomb, pretty much dismantling all of the left's ongoing lies. And so what I want to do today with you guys is go through all of the highlights and really break everything down. So hey, let's just kick things off and hear what President Trump had to say about the current state of the nation.
Since the election, the confidence in our nation, including right track, wrong track, the first time it's ever happened where we were on the right track, because this country has been on the wrong track for a long time. So the confidence in business, confidence in the country has reached an all-time high. We have never reached levels like we are right now.
And you know what? He's 100% right. As you all know, right now, President Trump's approval ratings are at an all-time high, and people across the country are absolutely loving pretty much everything that Trump is doing. But still, the left-wing legacy media has done their absolute best to try to hold the country back. In fact, take a look at what Trump had to say about the left-wing media's ongoing narrative that he's trying to cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, you shouldn't be asking me that question, okay? This will not be read my lips. It won't be read my lips anymore. We're not going to touch it. Now, we are going to look for fraud. I'm sure you're okay with that, like people that shouldn't be on, people that are illegal aliens and others, criminals in many cases. And that's with Social Security. We have a lot of people. You see that immediately when you see people that are 200 years old that are being sent checks for Social Security. Some of them are actually being sent checks. So we're tracing that down, and I have a feeling that Pam is going to do a very good job with that. But you have a lot of fraud.
And now, as you all know, cutting fraud and waste out of the federal government has been one of Trump's huge undertakings ever since he got back in the White House. And so Trump actually gave his thoughts on all of this fraud and waste that was left behind by the Biden administration. But hey, before we take a look at that, I want to say that if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, take a look at this.
I wouldn't say that Biden ran a very tight administration. They spent money like nobody's ever spent money before, wasted money. The Green New Scam, all of the different things they spent money on. And you've seen that. You've seen that with some of the things that I read in speeches. I read them and people can't believe when I read them. 20 million here, 30 million here.
And folks, he's 100% right. We have all seen the receipts for the tens of billions of dollars worth of fraud and waste left behind by the Biden administration. So thank God that it's all finally getting identified and cut out. But all right, now take a look at what President Trump had to say about the ongoing tariff situation.
We've lost millions of people due to fentanyl. It comes mostly from China, but it comes through Mexico and it comes through Canada. We've been taken advantage of as a country for a long period of time. We've been tariffed, but we didn't tariff. Now I did when I was here. We took in $700 billion from China. $700 billion. Not one president in the history of our country took in 10 cents from China.
And so here's the deal, folks. Despite what the left-wing legacy media has to say about it, Trump's tariffs are already working. Keep in mind, the reason why Trump threatened tariffs against Canada and Mexico was to get them to help us secure the borders. Well, guess what? They have both ended up working with us to secure the borders. On top of that, Trump's push to repatriate labor back to America has already resulted in almost $2 trillion worth of investments from places like Saudi Arabia, Japan, the United Arab Emirates, and companies like Apple. Put simply, Trump's economic policy has been awesome so far. But okay, let's hear from President Trump about how border security is doing right now.
We're also having tremendous support from Border Patrol, from ICE. The ICE agents have been unbelievable. Border Patrol, their leadership at Border Patrol has been incredible, and they're working very well. And as you know, and I saw you reporting it this morning, actually, we set records on the least number of illegal aliens coming in, migrants coming into our country that we've had in more than 50 years. And we did this all within a period of weeks because we took over a mess. The world was pouring in. And remember, they were coming in from jails and prisons and mental institutions and insane asylums, and they were gang members and drug dealers. Anybody wanted to come in, they came, and from not just South America, from all over the world.
So folks, like he said, right now our southern border is pretty much the most secure that it's ever been. So now, all we have to do is pick up the pace at which these deportations are happening, and then things will be looking pretty good. But now, this next clip, I think you guys are going to like a lot. Because what you're about to see is Vice President J.D. Vance absolutely destroying the lying left-wing media for the shameless way that they've been covering the ongoing negotiations with Russia. Take a look.
As the president said, we're not going to do the negotiation in public with the American media. He's going to do it in private with the president of Russia, with the president of Ukraine, and with other leaders. And I think that's how this has to go. I think that I just want to push back against some of the criticism I've seen of the administration on this, because every single time the president engages in diplomacy, you guys preemptively accuse him of conceding to Russia. He hasn't conceded anything to anyone. He's doing the job of a diplomat, and he is, of course, the diplomat in chief as the President of the United States.
And so, folks, we all know that he is 100% right. The lying left-wing media is always so eager to push their bogus narrative that they don't even wait to have all the information. And so then, within a day or two, they're always proven wrong about everything, but by then they've already moved on to lying about some other story. Just shamelessly spreading misinformation day after day after day after day. So hey, thank God we actually have an administration here in the White House that actually takes the time to set the record straight, just like we all saw. But alright, you guys might have also heard that President Trump is in the process of thinning out the federal workforce, cutting out the fat, so to speak. Take a look at this.
We're cutting down government. We're cutting down the size of government. We have to. We're bloated. We're sloppy. We have a lot of people that aren't doing their job. We have a lot of people that don't exist.
Folks, how nice is it to hear that? As we now know, not only have some federal employees not been showing up to work or getting any work done at all, by the way, but our incompetent federal government has actually been sending out checks to people that don't even exist. That's what Trump was talking about. Seriously, tens of millions of dollars in payments per year have been getting paid out to people that don't even exist. So folks, once again, thank God that President Trump is back in the White House, and finally all of these issues are getting taken care of. What seems painfully obvious to me is that during the Biden era, this country was just left to rot away while a bunch of corrupt politicians and bureaucrats stole away as much wealth as they possibly could. So those days are done. And hey, I think we can all agree, this justice that Trump and his administration are exacting right now is a long time overdue. I do have to say, however, that with Trump back in the White House, it's not a good time to be a left-wing propagandist, to say the least. But everyone, I think that's going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below and drop a comment. Please let me know what you guys think about all of this. Please like the video if you liked the video. Like I said earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed the daily news coverage. Thank you all very much for watching, and of course, as always, stay safe.